Welcome to Good Morning KU. I'm Maddie Ireland.
And I'm Sam Ola. Today is Tuesday, November 25th, 2 days before Thanksgiving and a whole month before Christmas already.
I know. Can you believe it?
It's cray-cray.
So far into
which is
the
short
year.
for crazy if you don't know that.
So we have a great show planned, but let's get right to what everyone's talking about. Pretty close to where we are. Everyone's discussing the decision that was made in Ferguson with the case of the Michael Brown shooting.
Yeah, I watched a little bit last night. It was like around 9:30 on CNN, but it was before the riots broke out. Everything fenced off, so nothing was really happening. I just turned it off. But I guess something happened afterwards.
Yeah, so they were very prepared for the riots, and things got crazy. Things were being burnt down, stores were being looted, businesses were burned down, police cars were burnt. There were fights, and I mean, you can imagine the worst. Police were brought in. They had to use smoke and tear gas on people. 29 people were arrested. Dang. So, I mean, not a great situation right now in Ferguson.
No, yeah. Like I said, I was watching CNN. Everything was fenced off, but I think it must have been right when I turned it off, everything just broke out. And
right.
And I know there's a lot of journalists out there covering it.
Yeah, and so what exactly happened was that the police officer who shot and killed Michael Brown in August was officially let go of any charges. And so this decision was made by the grand jury, which a grand jury doesn't say if the person is guilty or not. They just decide if any charges should be pressed. So they said no charges. Out of the grand jury, it was 12 people, 3 black and 9 white, and they needed 9 votes to charge him. So that's also causing some controversy because, I mean, the whole controversy of race even started when Michael Brown was shot. So
I was wondering why they didn't do this in an afternoon. Why did they do this at 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday, not a Monday, instead of doing a Sunday afternoon, which is kind of more like a peaceful, instead of less chances of riots breaking out. Right,
and previously in August when everything first happened and there were riots, the riots got so bad at night that they made kind of a law within Ferguson that people had to be inside once it got dark. So there were peaceful riots during the day and then no rioting at night, which that just kind of adds a whole nother aspect to it. And
yeah, that makes more sense now. Okay.
So.
But here in Lawrence, there's no rioting, no protests going on. There's actually a KU basketball game against Rider University. They won 87-60. Perry Ellis was a leading scorer with 17 points. It's a good statement win, especially after that embarrassing loss against Kentucky. I think it was a week ago.
Yes.
When they lost by 30.
Yeah, we needed this pick-me-up.
Exactly, yeah. So a good win for KU basketball.
Yeah, and we have some more games coming up, so hopefully we can.
Yeah, I think the next game is on Friday against Rhode Island University. So it should be a win for KU basketball.
Right, we hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll be back with Elizabeth and Savannah doing an interview next.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back, KU. We're here with Elizabeth. Are you excited for Thanksgiving break?
I am, yes. Very excited. It's much needed.
You going home?
Yes, I'm going home. I'll be having Thanksgiving with my family. Nothing too exciting. What are you doing?
I'm from Texas, so I'm flying home today. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we actually have a run in my area called the Turkey Trot. And so it's a 5K, so we go and run in the morning so we don't feel guilty about eating literally everything later that night.
That's fun. I used to do that. We have one of those in Kansas City. I did that for a lot of years, but I'm not doing it this year. I don't know. I don't know why.
I mean, sometimes it's rough to wake up in the morning and go run and then realize you can eat later, which kind of stinks. But all right, so I'm sure people really don't care about me trying to run. But so what's going on at the Union today?
Well, speaking of Thanksgiving, just an FYI, the Union closes tomorrow, Wednesday, at 5:30, and then it's closed Thursday through Sunday. So if you need to get your homework done, don't plan on doing it at the Union on Sunday.
Don't wait till last minute, kids.
And then today's Crimson and Blue Tuesday, so 25% off in the bookstore, in-store and online, all merchandise. And then I talked about this last week too, but there's free shipping when you order your textbooks from January 2nd through the 11th.
Okay, I need to get on that.
Yeah, so that's a really good deal. And go to compareku.com to compare bookstore prices so you can get the best deal on your books.
No, that sounds great. I never knew about that, so I'll take advantage of that one this time.
Yeah, it's good. And then something also is December 1st to the 3rd, you can pre-order Tippin's pies to be picked up at the market, which is on the 3rd level of the Union. And then you go back and pick them up like in the middle of December, so like the 18th and the 19th, and then the 22nd through the 23rd. And so the idea is that you order your pies for Christmas and take them home.
Oh, I love that. Do you know what kind? Are these just going to be one kind, or are they different
There's
kinds?
an apple pie, a French silk, and then there's one other kind that I forgot.
I
But
be doing the French silk.
the good ones, yeah. There you
I'm
go.
glad you told me. I never knew about that either.
So that's about all though for the Union.
Well, stick around with us, guys, because after this we have the news.
Hi, I'm Ling Yuliu.
And I'm Eng Chen. This is your news update for Tuesday. A Ferguson grand jury decided not to indict the officer Darren Wilson for killing arms team Michael Brown. After hearing the news last night, Brown's family and President Obama were disappointed in the news, but asked for the peaceful protest in the Ferguson that did not happen. Shots were fired and a police car was set on the fire. St. Louis County Police Chief John Belma says at least 12 buildings were set ablaze earlier this morning.
Snow will cause problems for students traveling to the east for break. According to Weather Channel, a winter storm is scheduled to bring a mix of snow, ice, and rain on Wednesday. Expecting major delays, airlines are already waiving change and rebooking fees. Make sure to update your family and schedule a backup plane to reach them in time for the holiday.
KU Student Affairs will determine the Kappa Sigma's suspension status after the student returned from break. A close hearing occurred between the fraternity and the Student Affairs on whether to continue the fraternity's interim suspension. Student Affairs has 5 days to decide, but this won't be the final hearing or the final outcomes for the Kappa Sigma.
Kansas City Chief Safety Eric Berry learned yesterday that he probably has lymphoma. After expressing discomfort in his chest after Thursday night's game, Berry took multiple tests and MRI relieved the mass in his chest. To confirm the diagnosis, he will undergo further testing in Atlanta. He will miss the rest of the season.
The Kansas Jayhawks beat the Rider Broncos 87-60. Kansas exploded from the tip-off and the big man dominated the paint, scoring 20 of their first 27 points. The Jayhawks will play the Rhode Island Rams on Thanksgiving in the Orlando Classic. The games will air at 3 p.m. on ESPN2.
Your Kansas football team will travel to Manhattan this Saturday in the Sunflower Showdown against Kansas State. In the last game of the season, interim head coach Clint Brown's job is on the line. Kickoff will be at 3 p.m. and broadcasted on Fox Sports 1.
And that will be wrapping up for today's news update. After the break, Autumn will be here with the weather forecast.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's a live look at Daisy Hill as those dorms are really being constructed pretty fast. And it's also a very nice looking sky too. No clouds at all on this last day of classes before Thanksgiving break. Looking ahead to the next 5 days, if you're staying here in Lawrence and the surrounding region, then temperatures are actually going to warm up as we go through the rest of the week. Tomorrow, 37 degrees. Thursday, 36 degrees. And then on Saturday, it'll warm up to about 50 heading out to the K-State game. There might be a slight shower or two, but I'm not really expecting it. Temperatures are going to be very, very nice, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if by Saturday our temperatures, if you're going out to the Sunflower Showdown in Manhattan, are up into the 60s. It's going to be a very nice Thanksgiving week, so enjoy your break, and when we come back, Sam and Maddie will be here.
So before we go, we have a package that was put together about a Native American powwow last week, which is perfect timing for Thanksgiving. So let's check it out.
A powwow is a gathering where First Nation people come together to sing, dance, and celebrate Native American culture. Dancers from 6 different states, including Canada, travel to compete in the first KU Fall Powwow in over a decade. Powwows are one of many ceremonies where Native American people showcase their culture. But one aspect of Indigenous culture lies at the root of the powwow.
A powwow is a celebration for people to come together and dance.
Dancing is one of the most common ways Native Americans express their culture. But you can't dance without music.
Well, first and foremost, I would say the heartbeat of Mother Earth and the powwow is the drum, the beat.
Dancing to the drums at powwows helps Adrian Primo feel connected with his ancestors.
It means like this is my time to be fully in contact with who I really am, like who my grandpas were before me. So being able to come to an event like this at KU and to be able to express our songs, our language, our dances, and celebrate in the form that our ancestors used to celebrate, it means like everything about our identity.
An identity that has been celebrated at powwows for decades. This year's Fall Powwow raised about $600. Now all the money raised is either given back to the dancers themselves or carried over for the next powwow. From the ballroom of the Kansas Union, this has been Michael Garrett for KUJH TV.
Thank you, Michael. That was actually a really great segment, and I don't know if they did it on purpose, but a week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's a great time to have it. Speaking of Thanksgiving, what are you doing?
Well, I'm flying home actually right after the show.
Back to Ohio,
Back
where you're
to
from.
Ohio, so I'll fly home. I'm gonna just hang at home. All my family lives in Ohio, so I'll get to see everyone. We'll have a big Thanksgiving event. My parents, we always play a game after the meal on Thanksgiving, and I was talking to my parents last night, and they decided that we're playing that heads up game where you hold it on your head.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's kind of like an Ellen game. I think she made it up.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting with my grandparents. It's always a learning curve for them with the types of games that we play. I'll just kind of, hang out, spend time with family, and then fly back here on Sunday. So
Awesome.
What are you doing?
Actually, my brother lives in Roland Park, so actually my whole family from Wisconsin, where I'm from, is actually coming down to Kansas City.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, my 4 brothers and my sister are coming down.
Oh, great.
And obviously my parents, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. It's gonna be awesome. A lot of food.
Oh, yeah.
But after Thanksgiving, like when you really start seeing like Christmas stuff and Christmas songs, so it's an exciting time.
Yeah.
I know you've been like playing Christmas songs since September.
Since September,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is crazy. Before we go, look who is on the front of the Kansan. It's our own Maddie Ireland for her rowing efforts. So congratulations for being on top on the front page of the Kansan. It's a great honor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Have a great Thanksgiving, Kansas.